Well, hey there, everyone. It's me, Esther Bartkiw. Happy New Year to you. For those of you who I am new to, I am a holistic core belief therapist. I'm an intuitive and energy reader, super fan and student of astrology. And when I do these energy updates, I combine them all, reading the energies that are in play, telling you messages that I get regarding what's coming up, and also implementing astrology, checking in with the astrology to see what's aligning, and then also giving you psychological tips, tools, and techniques to help you to navigate these cosmic waters so that you can create the life that you want to live in the world that you want to live in. If you want to know about more about me, my services, the personal inner work sessions I do, the readings that I do, classes that I offer, just visit my website, whispersfromthesoul.com. And I am actually not at this moment because I'm talking to you right now, but I am in the midst of creating the first class for 2021. It's going to be cleaning and repairing your aura, all 7 layers. This is something that during the recent eclipse event, and I was doing distant energy work with our group, the first few days, that's pretty much what I was doing, was helping everybody to repair their aura. And then I received the message, Esther, you need to do this with, the collective, with a wider audience. People really need this. So as we're going through 2021, which is still going to be a bit rough for us energetically, I'll tell you more about that, but there are some bright spots. You want to have, you're doing the inner work inside, but you also want to have this great auric field around you to, kind of buffer with when the arrows come your way, but also to support you and to be that beautiful magnetic attraction factor to attract to you what you desire. So I'm working on putting that together. As soon as the information is up, I will let everybody know on social media, through my newsletters, and hopefully that'll be by the end of the year. But let's get going. So first of all, congratulations to everybody who on December 21st, you meditated, you prayed, you did energy work, whatever you did to honor solstice and the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, to just harness those energies within you and onto the earth for the elevation of yourself, for humanity, for the earth. It worked, okay? And as I was tuning in over New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, what I noticed was in the collective, there was just this joy and optimism and hope, which is kind of weird for that time of the year. New Year's Eve energies and New Year's Day energies can kind of be a bit wonky. But there was just a great hope and optimism. And what kept coming to me was because, there's been a shift. There really was a shift, a movement onto a higher timeline, which is really exciting to me because as I've been tuning in over the last 2-3 months, it was going back and forth and going back and forth. And that's why I was always saying, keep your vibration high. That's the best way to help us to align with the higher timeline. And that is still my message. Keep your vibration high. Remember, your vibration is created by your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your actions, your concepts of reality. All right, so keep vibing up. But the good news is we kind of lifted up. There was an elevation. We are aligning more with the higher timeline. And so let's keep the momentum going. Let's keep the momentum going. So I want to give you all a high five because really great work. I know we did excellent work in our eclipse event. I trust whatever you did was fantastic for you as well. All right, energy update. I want you to mark in your calendar January 21st. I sent out a newsletter about this that offered a lot of information, but let's go through it right now because it's very important for you personally and on a global scale. So why January 21st? That rare Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, which started a new 20-year period, and a new 200-year period, plus solstice, okay, those energies were seated on December 21st. Okay, they were seated in every single person, whether they were aware of what was happening or not. Okay, and on that day, if you're watching this, you're probably really in tune with the energies. You knew what was going on. You may have felt the energies. I was just flying. I mean, to me, the energies were so beautiful and so great. But in my day-to-day life, nothing really magnificent shifted or changed. I didn't get any big news, but that's okay. I understand there was a seeding of energy and it's going to unfold. Now, solstice energies unfold over 6 months until the next solstice in June. All right. And this Jupiter-Saturn conjunction energy unfolds over the next 20 years. Okay. So this year, and let's say up until 2023, 24, even 25 will be the unfolding. And then there's going to be the living and the adjusting, right, for the next 20-year period. Okay. So traditionally, when there is a big astrological event, an eclipse, solstice, equinox, this Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, okay, anything that might be really big or rare, there is a seeding of the energies in the moment and then the unpacking of the energies. And often what has been noted, and I have noted it myself and with the people I work with, my clients, is that about a month later is when the unfolding really starts. It's when, it's like, okay, the seeds are starting to sprout. It's time to get going. So if you did not really notice anything, feel anything, experience anything on December 21st, first of all, that's not unusual. It is okay. Mark January 21st in your calendar because there will likely be, I'm using the word unpacking, an unpacking of the energies, right? You seeded it, and a month later, that sprout is starting to come up. And this will be for each of us individually and on the global scene, particularly on the global scene. Now, some people, interesting fact, sometimes it happens for them a month before. So if you receive my newsletter, you may remember that in one of those newsletters back in, I think, November, I said, note November 13th, because for some people, that December 13th eclipse is going to show up in November. Now, that's a little bit more rare that it shows up early. I'm mentioning it because for me, that seems to be my life experience, that I get the pre-wave. Okay, so I have to be aware of that. But for a lot of people, it unpacked later. Okay, so this could be personally, it could be the people around you that it's going to start showing up, definitely on the global scene. And we know that that time frame, January 21st, the 20th, the 19th, it is very important dates in US politics, okay? And what's going to happen around that time does affect the rest of the world. So those of us who are light warriors, are truthers, in other parts of the world, I'm here in Croatia, but I'm Canadian. We know that what happens there is going to affect everyone else. So kind of all eyes are on that scene. So the Jupiter-Saturn effect, it's going to be in play. It's going to be in play right around then. All right. But there's also more in play at that time. So please make note on January 19th and the 20th. So it depends on where you are in the world, if it happens on the 19th or the 20th. A very significant cosmic event. Mars is going to be in conjunction with Uranus. And this is volatile energy. Okay, this is volatile, red lights, sirens. This is child in the store who is hot, tired, hungry, doesn't want to be dragged around anymore, falling on the floor, having a temper tantrum kind of energy. Okay. And again, because I always like to focus on the personal, right? Because when you change, you affect change in the world. All right. So I'm always focusing on the person. So this volatile energy may show up in your personal life for you personally. Maybe it's a family member that you live with. Maybe it's people that you work with. Maybe it's in your community. Maybe it is your country. It is definitely going to be on the world scene in more places than just the United States of America. Okay, this has impact. It is far reaching. And we're going to see it in the moment because it is going to be very volatile, but it is going to stick with us for a little while. All right. So I want you to be aware that that whole period, the 19th to the 21st, and I would even say 18th to the 22nd, because, sometimes things come early, sometimes things come on the back end, to watch over that. Mars is the planet of action. It is warrior energy. Okay, and Uranus is about shock and awe and surprise and revolution, and let's get in there and mix things up. All right, so I don't predict things. I can't tell you how this is going to unfold on the world scene. What I'm saying is, hey, here's the weather forecast for that period of time. Make note of it, and then as you make note of it, it's good so that if something comes up for you personally or a loved one, or you see something happen on the world scene, that you are able to say, okay, I'm prepared for this. I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to ground myself. I'm not going to jump to conclusions for 24 to 48 hours until more information comes in. That's my rule that I try and stick by, that when a big announcement is made, I don't jump on it. I'm like, okay, maybe there's more to the story, or there's pieces that are missing. Let's just sit back and process this and receive it, and then we will make some decisions. So just around that time, do your best to stay calm, move into the still point within, the space of neutrality, be grounded, be the light and be grounded in that true light, the higher light. Okay, so just something to note. And remember, whether something comes up as, oh wow, or oh no, everything is presenting for your highest and best. Okay, so if something happens that's like, oh no, and it's very personal to you, I always say, take the stances. Okay, I'm being shown very clearly, what's standing in the way, where I'm not taking responsibility for my life, or this is something I need to face and the time is now. Let's do it now so it doesn't pop up again. And then, of course, if you ever need help, I'm always here for doing belief work session with you, to give you a reading, ask for help, okay? Whether it's me or someone else, there are really good people that can help you through all of this. Now, all right, so you may be thinking, but Esther, didn't you say there was going to be a breath of fresh air at the end of January and February? And I did say that. I said that a few times, and I do still see that, but not as significantly. Please keep in mind, everything is moving so fast. Okay, I don't make predictions like on this date and that date. I'm getting information, but I'm using the astrology, and things have shifted. Since before Christmas, when I said those things have shifted. The breath of fresh air will come for some people, end of January, February, for sure. I'm sticking to that. But what I really see now is that on a grander collective scale, it's going to come in April around Easter. And Easter is April 12th, and Orthodox Easter is a week later this year. They're so close. It's the 19th. And how did I come to this information? I was sitting on my sofa and I was asking, okay, I need information. When do I make this move? When's a good time for me to do this? When is things going to be a little bit more smooth, is really what I asked, to start implementing some stuff. And I got Easter. I got Easter. And I said, okay. Actually, I got end of March Easter. And I said, okay. And I said, is that for me personally, or is this for everybody? Can I share it with everybody? And I got, no, share it with everybody. Okay. So end of March, Easter, a little bit more smooth. Okay. And if that changes, I will update you on it. It's okay. I always say this is what I believe today, but I could learn something new, and my belief on that will change completely the next day. So whether it's me or anyone else in your life, always update them. Always update with people. Hey, well, what do you think about this? Do you still believe this? I remember you said that. Is that still your point of view? It's always good to update because things are changing so rapidly. And it's kind of crazy, but it's kind of fun at the same time too. All right, now here's the fun. In May, around May 13th, Jupiter, right, planet of expansion and growth and blessings and good fortune and wealth creation. It's a really nice, fun vibration that the higher manifestations moves into its home sign of Pisces, which is very spiritual and imaginative and kind of flowy. And when Jupiter moves into Pisces, it's like, honey, I'm home. I've got my things around me. I've got people that I love. I've got my kitchen. I've got my bed. And you just feel so good. And it's going to be really nice energy. It's going to be really nice energy. If you've been doing manifesting work, particularly right now, I see a lot of culminations of your manifesting efforts coming in at that time. But just in general, based on the year we had last year and the kind of crazy start we're going to have to 2021, it's just going to be like, but okay. So make note of this. At end of July, around the 28th, I believe, Jupiter moves out of Pisces for the end of the year. We might have some chaos again. And then in 2022, Jupiter moves back into Pisces for a very long stretch. Okay, so astrologically, that is some more of what you can expect. And I'm really seeing, oh my gosh, we as the collective, we're really going to need that really flow of energy. Mid-May, June, July. I'm already planning where in the world do I want to be, right? Because I'm also manifesting a higher timeline where travel is free without any rules and regulations. That's where I want to align to. So I'm already manifesting during this period, where in the world do I want to be? and how am I going to manifest that to make that possible? So you might want to think the same thing as well. All right. Whew. All right. So that's the energy updates that's coming through. Now, oh my gosh, this is going long. Okay. Personal message. 2021, when I sat on New Year's Day and I said, okay, what is a personal message I can give to everybody for this particular video? I got the word hustle. Now, hustle, I want you to look at what is your belief system about the word hustle? Do you believe hustle is like a scam or snake oil, that kind of hustle? I got hustled? Or do you look at, I'm really going to create this. I'm going to hustle. I'm going to put in that effort. I'm going to put in that high vibrational action. I'm really going to hustle to make this come true. All right. And I really, first of all, I ask you to look at that, because for the longest time, the word hustle was a bad word for me. It's like when somebody said, you got to hustle, I would be like, I don't want to do anything bad, right? And I realized I grew up with that belief. And then I had to re-engineer that belief into hustle is about, let's do it. And like a real high vibe, motivational energy behind it. So the word is hustle, and I'm coming at it from that high vibrational, let's create. So of course we know when we create, we envision, we line up energetically, we raise our vibration, right? We do all the inner work for our manifestation. And then there comes a point of taking action, the inspired action, the hustle. right? You got to get off the sofa. All right. So 2021, it is the year of hustle to make the changes that you want in your life, and also to update. There's going to be a lot of update that are going for us. So whether it's your body and health that you need to make changes and you got to get hustling on, let's start to do that. Maybe it's your career, business, work, services, opportunities coming your way. When an opportunity comes your way, this is not the year to say, oh, I'm going to think about it and wait 3 weeks. This is your opportunity to kind of tune in. Ooh, sounds pretty good. Let's do it, and take it. Or if you really need to sit with it for a longer period of time, do it. Hustle. There's a hustle energy about this. Okay. And, the year 2020, there was a lot of sitting on the sofa. Okay, not for everybody, but for a lot of people, there was a lot of sitting on the sofa, particularly when the world shut down. Of course, I know that the grocery store clerks and the pharmacists and, those essential service people, they've been hustling all year long. They're the ones who need to sit on the sofa right now. But the rest of us, we were kind of just hanging around because there wasn't too much to do. It's time for us to get off the sofa. Okay, it's time for us to hustle. We're not going back anywhere. We're moving forward. Keep your vibration high so that we're moving forward to the higher timeline. Okay, to the higher timeline. Many of our old ways, jobs, services, structures are not going to fit where we're moving. Okay, remember 2020 was my year to fully move into a retreat-based business. So all I was going to do was retreats, 3 major retreats a year, 2 maybe weekend retreats a year. And that was, oh my gosh, that's what I wanted to do. I had the big retreat set up in September, Morocco, with the full moon in the desert, in luxury tents and everything like that. And then, Rona happened. And now I'm like, even though I'm manifesting the higher timeline where we are going to be able to travel freely again, that's my focus. That's where we're going. 2020, my plans are going to happen. They're just going to happen later, but I have to make adjustments. Okay, it's not happening on my timeline right now. I need to make adjustments. So I sit and I ask, okay, as we are going through this transition period, how can I help people the most? What is the focus? And I realize that people's belief systems are just kind of being mind blown, and it's going to happen over and over again, particularly in the next 5 years, and to just keep focusing on helping people with their belief systems. So I'm actually going to make up even more time to do personal sessions with people working with your belief systems. But for all of us, you might find out that your way of service, your work, it no longer applies. And you've got to update, just like you update your phone and you update your computer and you update your home and you update your car, and you may have to update certain things. Maybe you're going to have to update your exercise routine or your nutritional plan or something, okay? And then the message, so it's hustle, right? We're going to have to get off the sofa. It's time to update. And it's okay. It's okay. You're going to be just great at it, and clear the beliefs. So if you're listening to this saying, I can't, it's too much, I'm too old, I don't know what to do, you've got to deal with those beliefs and, deal with them as you wish. Remember, I'm here to help you. That's really my specialty. If you've got fears or worries about what is coming up, please do that inner work and work with your belief system. That's always a good step, because then when you've got a good belief system going, then the information comes and the action steps come. Also keep your vibration high, right? Because when you're in a high vibration, you get the clarity. You get the soul whispers coming in from within. All right, so that's the personal update. And then, okay, timelines. Let's talk about timelines, because I see timelines collapsing into one. All right, so let's talk about that. On a personal level, what I see and what I feel right now is that we still have many different timelines, because every time you make a choice or a decision in your life, you are kind of adjusting your timeline. So here I am, it is Sunday afternoon. All right. I could make a choice to go for a walk outside this afternoon, and that adjusts my timeline, because when I'm on that walk, I'm, who I meet, what I encounter, the situations, they're all going to affect me in a certain way. Or I could say, no, I'm going to sit on the sofa or sit at the table and I'm going to work on the aura program, and that changes my timeline again a little bit. So on a personal level, really, when you make choices and decisions, even whether it's like, do I go to the supermarket first or do I go to the gas station first, it makes a difference, because it makes a difference on what you intersect with. Okay, so on a personal level, I really believe that there are multiple timelines, but while we're living a very individual life, we're also part of the collective. Okay, and for the longest time, I would say, when I started talking about timelines, 2011, 2012, I really saw back then that there were like 10, that's just an arbitrary number, different timelines, and that everybody was lining up with different timelines. And then since about 2015, it seemed very clear that there were two timelines. There's an infographic that makes its way around social media a lot, and it shows like the timelines like 3D, 5D, right? And it's like, where are you aligning? Where are you aligning? Where are you aligning? And so then I thought for a long time, and what I felt was like, okay, there's going to be some people that they're just going to stick with that 3D timeline. That's what they want. They're going to go off, and the rest of us are going to, rise up to the 5D timeline. But what has happened, I would say, midway through 2020, definitely happening right now, it seems that more and more the collective is moving on to one timeline. And this is why it is so important. Well, this is why I keep getting like, are we aligning to the higher timeline or the lower timeline? And it keeps going back and forth as I check in. This is also why, if you want to align with the higher timeline, whether you call it the 5D timeline or a positive timeline or the non-virus timeline, that in the midst of everything, you keep your focus on that. You keep your focus on that, right? Like, I'm already like, where do I want to be in this world when we have this beautiful Jupiter Pisces energy? And I'm looking at it like, yeah, travel's going to be easy at that time, because that's the timeline that I'm going for. All right. And again, as I've stated many times in this video, just keep your vibration high. Right? Sometimes we try to align with issues and people and situations, thinking, okay, that's the higher timeline, but it might not be. And so just focus on raising your vibe, being as high as possible. Okay, so timeline. So I see the timeline is coming together, one, and that we're gonna, wherever the momentum is, wherever the critical tipping point is, that's where we're going to go. As of this moment, I do see that, yes, we are in momentum. Good things are happening. Remember, when we make change, you've got to dismantle the old, and there's an explosion, and it can get messy and chaotic, and there's always the people who are fighting, because they thrive in that lower 3D energy, right? Because that's where they have power, and that's where they have money, and that's where, whatever it is, they're the king of the hill in 3D. So there's a lot of fighting back and forth. You just stay focused. You just stay focused and being the light that you are, and grounding that light, and where your thoughts are, the vibration coming from you. So that's what I see, that we're really kind of moving on to one timeline. And if that changes, I will let you know. I will let you know as well. So that brings this energy update to a conclusion for now. Thank you so much if you watched right to the end. I appreciate you. I appreciate the really nice feedback that I've been getting in regards to these videos that I do. Yeah. I could never do a TikTok video because I can never do anything in 1 minute. Although if someone challenged me to it, I bet you I could do it. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day wherever you are on planet Earth. Continue to be the light that you are. Ground in, be mindful, vibe up, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.